Hi, I'm Randy Schroeder. I want to thank you so much for spending this next 25 or 30 minutes with me. I wish so much that I could be there with you personally. I wish I could look you in the eye and shake your hand. But since we cannot, I'm going to do my very best. I'm going to count on this camera to try to deliver the information. I'm going to hope so much that the way that I feel about this business can be properly expressed and described utilizing this technology. And, you know, I realize that I'm speaking with people that have every different kind of life and family circumstance right now. As it works out, I'm married. And those of you who, like me, are married know that your husband or your wife, your significant other, can be your greatest advocate, and they can also be your harshest critic. And you know, Tara is my wife, and she told me as I came to prepare this film, she said, Randy, what I want you to do is slow down. That's hard for me. That's really hard, but I'm going to try. And the next thing she said was, Randy, sometimes you talk about this business as though everyone you're speaking to knows it like you, as though their life had for the last 16 years been full-time involved in the network marketing industry. She said, would you try to slow down, and would you try to make your content of value to those people who are just looking for the first time? Because the huge majority of people who are now becoming participants in this Agel business of ours are people who are new to the industry. And so I'm going to try to do those things with you. And my supposition is that before being a part of this discussion, this private business review, that you have probably listened to a CD, maybe you reviewed a website, you probably have some basic background knowledge, perhaps you've even seen, touched, tasted, felt the product, perhaps not, I'm not sure exactly where you are, but I'm going to do my best in just these next few minutes to guide you along the path of continuing your evaluation of this business. And my objective is a very simple one. I think this message is so clear. I think that it's so obvious. I hope to give you enough information in these next short few minutes that you can arrive at what I describe as your point of logical conclusion, that you can say, yes, that business is for me, in a real aggressive fashion, or yes, that business is for me in a part-time fashion, or you know what, the business is not right for me right now because my personal timing is not correct, but gosh, I'm intrigued with that product idea. I'd certainly like to try and use the product line. I'm hoping we're able to arrive at one of those conclusions this evening. And as we start, I would like to just in the very easiest way help you understand why I chose to get involved in the network marketing industry a number of years ago. At that point in time, I was a senior vice president of a big New York Stock Exchange brokerage firm. I'd had some times of success and, frankly, some pretty miserable failures before that time in my life. And a gentleman came to my home, like I wish I was in yours now, and he looked around and he said, hey, Randy, nice place. Tell me, do you have a mortgage on your home? And I would ask you that same thing right now. Do you have a mortgage on your home? And at the time I did, I had a big mortgage. And he said, well, let me see if I've got this right. You're a stockbroker. That means that when the market closes on Friday, your income stops. Is that right? I said, yeah. He said, well, tell me, did the bank stop charging you interest on this mortgage when the market closed? And I said, no. He said, we just identified your fundamental economic problem. The fundamental economic problem you have, Randy, he told me, was that you are spending money full-time. You're a full-time spender, and you're a part-time earner. And that one really hit me. It sunk into me. And I would ask you that right now. Are you, in fact, like I was then, a full-time spender? If you have a mortgage payment, you're spending 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Is that the way you earn income? That was the question he posed to me. And he looked out into my driveway. And I was pretty ego-invested at that point in time. I like to think that I've matured a little bit since then. But he looked out into my driveway and he said, Randy, that is really a sexy sports car out there. Tell me, do you make payments on it? I did. He said, well, does the bank stop charging you interest when the market closes, when you're no longer able to generate commissions? And I said, no. He said, there's another evidence of the fact that you are a full-time spender and you're a part-time earner. And I would ask you all that same question. Would you be able to look at your life and say that the same thing is true? You're spending money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and yet that's not the way that you're earning money. That's the way that I was, even though I was quite successful in the financial services world. The gentleman's name was Craig. He then taught me in a few simple ways. He's just illustrated to me with such clarity the fact that this methodology of moving products to end-line users that we call network marketing could create a different kind, a different quality of income. Maybe it would create a larger size income. He didn't promise me that in the beginning. I was quite successful in my financial services world. He didn't promise that I would make more money, but he said, Randy, I can teach you a simple set of proven business principles that will allow you to have a very, very different quality in your income. An income that over time can take on a life of its own. An income that if you step aside one day completely will continue. Would you be interested in that? And I was. I said yes that evening to the network marketing industry, and I've since that period of time become an advocate for the entire industry. I certainly don't think that Agel is the only good company in the industry, The very fact of my involvement suggests that I think it's the most amazing opportunity in the industry. And see, here we'll draw some separations. I believe that at any point in time in this network marketing industry that there are a host of good companies. But I think that being a good company is not at all the same as being a dynamic opportunity. And I think further that the opportunity to generate income is not the same as the opportunity to generate a large income. And I think that even the opportunity to generate a large income is dramatically dissimilar from the opportunity to create wealth. My life experiences have proven that periodically, not so often, but every once in a while in this industry, a company comes along where everything is in place. Things that have long since been proven. There is no luck and there is no guesswork. The model is big. But every once in a while, a company comes along that has something important to say. And then for those people whose personal timing is right, who recognize and who add value to that new entity, there is a chance to have what I've come to describe as a breakthrough financial experience. I had a breakthrough financial experience of my own. And what is that? And then after this next illustration of what is a breakthrough financial experience, we'll kind of get down to the nitty-gritty of what exactly are the elements required for success and how and why it is that Agel fits in those elements. A breakthrough financial experience is when one no longer makes decisions that are predicated upon financial scarcity. What do I mean by that? Well, if the home that you live in, if the car you drive, if the clothes that you wear, if the schools that your children attend, if you're making those decisions based even in part on how much does it cost, well, those obviously are decisions that are being made based upon financial scarcity. For so many years now, I've been able to make decisions. My family has made decisions based upon financial abundance. We make decisions not based on how much does it cost, but what are the fundamental values, what are the reasons, is this good for us long term? We make those decisions now because we've taken out that equation, that part of the equation that is financial scarcity. What an amazing thing that is. I've now been a full-time participant in the network marketing industry for 16 years. My career has been one of profound success. I've earned over $25 million during that period of time. Most of that career is now behind me, and it's become a kind of a so what. All that matters to me now is the current moment, this flashpoint in time, and the future. I saw Agel Enterprises about 2 years ago now, a company that was not even yet born, a company that was yet a dream, that was a vision. You now find Agel Enterprises at a point in time that I will describe as the conclusion of its birthing phase. It's a moment in time where there is room for you at the absolute top in the leadership hierarchies. It is a moment in time where I am absolutely convinced that these breakthrough financial experiences are possible for those people who act upon it with the right kind of energy and who become willing to be eminently coachable. We've arrived at a point in time where the company has been born. We've arrived at a point of time of proven viability, but it's a point in time where we so desperately seek leadership. And that, in fact, is the very circumstance, that is what gives rise to this occasion, to invite you to look at, to become familiar with this industry of network marketing, to become familiar with the factors that are required for success in a network marketing company, and to understand, as I do, with clarity, how and why those are in place with Agel. And I do think, just to put an exclamation point on this beginning of our discussion, I'll be cautious the way that I say this because I'm not representing what your outcome will be. I don't know you. I don't know your skills. I don't know your desire and willingness to work. And I can hear Tara in the background saying, Randy, your numbers are so overwhelming that sometimes people just shut you out. But I still think it's worthwhile stating that having been involved with this company for only a short period of time, my monthly income is again in excess of 100,000 US dollars. Now I know those are striking figures. Those are numbers that are hard to wrap your arms around. Those are numbers that might even be a little bit difficult to believe. It's the way that it is. It's the truth. The fundamental principles of network marketing, when they are properly applied, I'm so completely convinced, are superior to those principles which govern conventional business, and I am satisfied, based on past experience and current experience, that it is possible, when one finds an entity that is, as I describe it, destined for greatness, where something profound is going to happen with us or without us, when we then add our unique skill set to it, our energy and our emotion, and cause that ultimate destiny to be reached in just a little bit shorter period of time, then we can share in those breakthrough financial experiences. So with that being said, let me help you understand what it is about Agel that I have become so satisfied and totally convinced makes this abundantly possible, not just for me, but for you. And I hope whenever you hear me citing my past successes, that you don't hear me saying, look what I have done, because who cares? I hope you're hearing me say instead, look what we can do together, if in fact we